Hare Krishna. Just a second and we'll be with you. Okay. So today you are going to answer to two philosophical questions in English, because they arrived to me in English. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesha Tarine. First question. According to some authority, the skin color of Ramachandra is greenish. So now it is true that Ramachandra had a greenish color of his skin. Yes, this is true. In the Ramayana it is said, Nava Durvadalasham. His skin was like fresh green grass. Lord Ramachandra had a greenish complexion and likewise a green effulgence. It is also true, though, that in some scripture there is a description of Lord Ramachandra being bluish, quite similar to Krishna. This difference can be explained in various ways, but in the Ramayana, this is what it is said. The Lord Ramachandra has a greenish complexion. Second question concerning the mode of material nature. So, this is the question. Concerning the modes of material nature, we may find the mode of goodness to be most confusing. How do we differentiate between material goodness and spiritual goodness? Is the mode of goodness a trap that keeps us attached to the material world? Please elaborate on the nature of the mode of goodness. So first of all, let's give some description of what the mode of goodness is. First of all, let's explain what a mode of nature is. Mode of nature is how certain things are. Certain things correspond to a good state of being, and others in passion, and others in white is in goodness, red is in passion, and black is in tamas. Then there are three categories, and these categories give us an idea of how to live, in the sense that if someone wants to be in the mode of goodness, he knows what he should do and what he should wear, what he should think, what he should speak, the way he's speaking, the type of person he should associate, etc. So to do this, according to your desire, if you want to be in goodness, which is sattva guna, or you want to be in passion, which is a rajasic type of nature, rajaguna, or you want to be in tamas, then you have to know the description of each guna. In Sanskrit, guna means rope. You stay entrapped in the material world due to your attraction to be in this way or the other way. Before describing what a mode of goodness is, we should explain what guna means. Guna, again, means rope. It keeps you entrapped. We already explained that. So let's see what is in goodness, because this is the question. Some other time we may explain rajas or tamas. Today we are going to talk about goodness, sattva. Mind and sense control. How you control the senses. The senses are controlled by the mind. If the mind is not controlled, then you have to use the intelligence, knowledge. By knowledge, you know what is good and what is bad, and you enforce. You tell the mind, no, I don't want to do this. This is not in goodness. This is bad. So don't do this. If intelligence is strong, it can command. If the intelligence is weak because he is ignorant, he doesn't know what is right and what is wrong, then you cannot control the mind. And without the mind be controlled, you cannot control the senses. Tolerance means something that you really dislike, but it is a good exercise to be tolerant. You can, if someone does bad things to you, the most natural thing for materialistic people is just to react immediately. But if you think, okay, I'm going to use a situation to develop tolerance, I'm not going to tell him anything, I'm not going to do anything against him. And this is in mode of goodness. Discrimination means to be able to say this is good and this is bad. Again, this is buddhi, intelligence. Intelligence can have you discriminate. If you have knowledge, if you read a lot, at the end you'll be able to discriminate what is good and what is bad, because the scripture or the teaching of the spiritual masters are full of a description of good and bad. Then sticking to one's prescribed duty. That means you have your prescribed duty as a devotee, as a woman, as a man, as a child, as a kshatriya, as a brahmana. There are specific duties. This is called dharma. And then if you do that, even if you don't really want to do that, and then you develop goodness, sattva. Truthfulness is the truth. You have to say always, you always mean the truth. But this is truthful may mean several things. You know, for instance, do something against another person. It's not truthful. It's not you being truthful, and you being evil. So truthfulness depends. Mercy means to want others' happiness. Careful study of the past and future. This is very good because you develop knowledge of how to act. In the past, this has been done and it came out wrong. So since something has been done in the past, so I should try again, most probably it's going to be the same thing. So I'm not going to do it. Satisfaction in any condition means it doesn't matter if you live in a nice place or you have a good or bad friend, etc. You should always be satisfied, because satisfaction should come from inside, from meditation, from study, from sadhana. Then if you are full of these things, then you can very easily be satisfied in any condition. Generosity means doing something, although it may be difficult for you. Renunciation of sense gratification. This is very important. Be renounced. Even if you like it, you shouldn't do it if it is bad. You should have faith in your spiritual master. If you accept a spiritual master, he is a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever he says or whatever he wants, that should be your duty. Being embarrassed at improper action means if you do something bad, then you should feel embarrassed. Charity, you should give money if you have money. Most importantly, you should be charitable, giving always spiritual instruction. This is the best charity. Simplicity means being humble. Don't think because you are an important person in society, you should think that you are a big man. Just keep humble. Because if you are not humble, then Krishna will cut you over completely, and you will lose everything. So keep humble. Satisfaction within oneself are the quality of the mode of goodness. Okay. Then I'm going to read more description of goodness without giving much explanation, otherwise we are going to stay here for hours. A person exhibiting qualities such as self-control is understood to be predominantly in the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness, which is luminous, pure, and auspicious, predominates over passion and ignorance, a man becomes endowed with happiness, virtue, knowledge, and other good qualities. When consciousness becomes clear and the senses are detached from matter, one experiences a fearlessness within the material body. It doesn't really, you don't care about what happens. If you live, if you die, if you get sick, because again, your life is inside. It does not depend on material situations. Detachment from the material mind. You should understand the situation to be the predominance of the mode of goodness in which one has the opportunity to realize me, says Krishna. So these verses are from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, the 25th 25th chapter, 11th canto, 25th chapter. It starts from the verse number 2 and 5 and continues and continues. So please read it. Then let me close the WhatsApp, otherwise. So this is some description. The mode of goodness, the goodness does not refer only to people, it refers also to things. It refers also to natural occurrences. It is, everything can be categorized in these three different categories. And also know that there are not only three categories, because there could be a mix of the three, like 70% good and 25% passion and 15 or whatever, tamas, etc. So there is no man only in goodness, there is no man only in passion, and there is no man only in tamas. So how do we differentiate between material goodness and spiritual goodness? Material goodness is called sattva guna, and spiritual goodness is something completely different. It is called vishuddha sattva. Okay, so material goodness is something pertaining to your material body, to your material life in this world. So, and one thinks, oh, I am a brahmana because I am God in sattva, and my house is in sattva because it's clean, because it's nice. You know, my family, they are all in good. This is pertaining to the body, and although it helps you, sattva guna helps you in spiritual life, but it's not spiritual life. And your next question is very very appropriate, because you say in the mode of goodness it could be a trap. Yes, it does. Because why? Because you are happy in this world. Sometimes it's good to be happy, so you chant and you are, but sometimes it's very bad, because if you don't become detached, then you don't go back to the spiritual world. So sometimes the sattva guna entraps you in this material world. So what is the real difference between material goodness and spiritual goodness? Material goodness is the best you can do and you can live for yourself. Spiritual goodness what Krishna and Guru and Shastra say, even if you don't like it. Sometimes the devotees are so in good that they are so happy and satisfied, and if the spiritual master says something different, they say no, because I'm going to suffer, I'm going to feel sad. So this is not God in goodness, this is something else. So maybe I should disobey to the spiritual master or the Shastra, the same thing. So spiritual goodness means to do everything that is good for your spiritual soul, not for your body. That is the difference. Okay? So what should one do? Should live suffering or life? No, he shouldn't. He should live in the Sattva-guna, but he should be careful to the traps of Sattva-guna. He should always remember that even if you are happy in this material world, it has a beginning and will have a end. So the best thing will be to live in Vishuddha Sattva, in a state of transcendence and not in state of material goodness. I think for the time being it could be enough to explain this. As always, there are other things to say, like a few verses I can read. This is from the Bhagavad Gita 2:47. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of scriptural injunctions without desire for results. Now, this is very good, this verse. Please read it and read it again with Srila Prabhupada explanation. Routine work means something that you have to repeat doing every day. It's an obligation. You may like it or not, but if you receive the instruction from the spiritual master, from the devotees, from the Shastra, to do that every day, then this is in goodness if you do it without desire for results. When you cook, you have to cook for Krishna. You don't have to cook for yourself. This is, let's see, another verse. Well, with a mode of goodness which is luminous, pure, and auspicious, we already read this. Let's read it again. When the mode of goodness which is luminous, pure, and auspicious predominates over passion and ignorance, a man becomes endowed with happiness, virtue, knowledge, and other good qualities. Okay, so we'll see at the next video class. Hare Krishna.